bought this from an eBay seller. And it's apparently 2 items. It looks like $48 total. These are 2 identical bare boards. They are to provide support components for an OCXO. I think this board accepts 2 different sizes of OCXOs. And then, because I wanted the boards, I was on this seller's site and I found a bunch of these colored meter terminals. That is, terminals you put on a PC board in order to hook a probe to, or to touch with the probe. So you just insert them flush to a board, and then this little eyelet appears above the board on this red insulator. There's, I don't know, a lot of different colors. Here's the seller's information. So I guess there's 90 of these little fellas, and there's 9 different colors. $15, and both of these items were sold by this SCS-CT. The little boards, which are not populated, were $12 each, and combined shipping was $4.75. Now, I was going to do a project on this board, so I've published all of the information about it, the data sheets for the chips, specifications for the surface mount devices, which go on the reverse side. I'll put them in a subdirectory below. I'm not sure I'm going to do a separate video at this time, but all the information is collected and will be delivered below. Here's one of these little test points installed. I didn't solder it, but just a standard perf board. And this gives me a place to touch with a meter lead, or even grab a hold of with a little clip. Now, I believe on these circuit boards he actually, same vendor, remember, intends to use them. He has a hole here labeled VREF. There's no component to be installed there. A ground over here. V-adjust. I think the way this board layout is, if it has a circle around it, it's intended to be used for one of these test points. These are component installation, and here, but these are test points. They fit in standard, whatever these holes are, standard piece of perf board. I've got this rather well padded package from AliExpress. Tubular round tubes. I guess I didn't realize it had a fan and a dent. So this is a 48 volt 10 amp power supply. I hope it's universal input. It's not marked here. It's just marked line and neutral. Ah, there's a switch, okay. I was afraid I had ordered the wrong There we go. I was afraid I had ordered the wrong power supply. 8.5 inches long, 4.5 inches wide, 2 inches deep. This power supply is built, I would say this power supply has a built-in fan on-off control circuit that automatically works according to temperature. Okay. This was the AliExpress Merhol lighting and supply, I guess. 48 volt 10 amp. They have them up to 48 volt 25 amps and as small as 1 amp. The 48 at 10 cost me $25, $26 free shipping. And if you remember, I bought these little fellows. Well, these are the same. From the same company some time ago. This one's actually 5 volts at 2 amps. 12 volts at 2 amps. 48 volts at 10 amps. I may try to take this supply here, which is 480 watts. 48 volts times 10. Connected to this buck boost power supply. And perhaps make some sort of a laboratory supply out of it. This is a fairly big package. It appears to contain at least 2 smaller packages. Okay, it does. Fairly light. Fairly heavy. Okay, let's take this one. This appears to be syringes and syringe-related stuff. So these are 3 milliliter syringes. Standard single use, but I believe they call that a lure connection. And these are the same thing, but 5 milliliters. little bit difference in length and diameter. Biggest difference is in diameter. So I guess these are just syringe tips. They're all the same diameter. And they must fit on here like this. I guess that was all intended to be from this package. So that's a lifetime times 5 supply. I guess these are caps, syringe caps. No, that's not what they are. I guess they fit the other way. That's strange. Well, these must be caps for these. Alright, so these are apparently this big bag of tips and this bag of caps went together. So now we have the ability to put it, well, it's not a needle, an applicator, and then put a cap on it. So that's pretty handy, I guess. The only other thing are these. Which are used to connect two of these devices together. So I guess can I make a hydraulic system? Yes, look at that. Now normally you wouldn't connect two of these together. Maybe a really big one of these to fill a little one. But there are dispensers and applicators, bulk storage devices that you might want to couple to a syringe. Oh, and I guess this then would act as a plug for whatever, I don't know why. So everything in this package is syringe related stuff. Came from this TMYSY store. So all of these tips, 100 tips and caps, round plug, it's a needle, a dispenser needle with a round plug. 100 pieces for $2.02. Then the 3 milliliter syringes were 9 cents a piece. These things, which I'm still not sure why I ordered them, were 9 cents a piece. Okay, the 5 milliliter syringes were 9 cents. So both of these were 9 cents a piece. And this lure by lure, which is this thing. Now, I have some of these in stainless steel, but these are plastic. And they were 30 cents a piece. So all of this, these bags of syringes, other bags of syringes, came to a grand total of $22.51. And as I say, they came on AliExpress from TMYSY store. The heavier of the two packages in the big package was this one. And this is a frequency counter. Chinese, BG7 TBL. If you've watched me struggle with the Mastech 6100, which is a real piece of junk, I probably paid $100 for the Mastech, give or take $20 years ago. I decided to do away with my problems. So we have a FA3-3G. It's a frequency analyzer, model number 3. It is good for 1 hertz to 3 gigahertz. On-off switch, 12 volts. It has an OCXO in it, and this is the adjustment for that device. But it also will input an external 10 megahertz ref or output the internal OCXO. We have 2 channels and some buttons. This is not small. The FA2, which I believe to be electrically identical, which was half the size. 5 inches by 3 inches. Well, depending on how you want to measure it. The body is 4 inches, and if we look at the connectors, it's probably 6 inches. The ones with the black on them are BNCs. And this fellow is a SMA connector. I think I have 12 volts from my bench distribution system. It's a nice big display. It's covered with the protective coating at the time. Well, what the hell. So I'm not quite sure how these buttons work yet. This is channel 1, but this is a really nice display. Without reading the instruction manual, I'm just powered it up. And I have here 10 megahertz from my 10 megahertz shop distribution system. And you see we have a power gauge, maybe, bar graph. This thing's still warming up, understand. My gate is a 1/10 of a second. The reference is internal. That means I have no external reference hooked up. Put impedance is 50 ohms. I see that changes to 1 megohm, and we lose our power measuring ability. Okay. Has a low pass filter. I'm not sure what. Didn't like that. have a mode. Oh. Okay, so this switches between channel 1 frequency and the information to some sort of historical record, which I don't care about a whole lot, to channel 2, which is currently unused. Then channel 2 statistics and back again. Okay. Gate is the time, I'm guessing. So we have 1/10 of a second, 1 full second, 10 seconds, 10 nanoseconds, back to 1/10 of a second. I'm not going to do a review on this. Lots of people have done reviews on this on YouTube. People more qualified than I. I guess I should look what I paid for it, huh? Free shipping, $137, and that came with this little wall wart. I intended to power it from my shop, 12 volts.